So, good afternoon, champions. So, I hope you are still having a great week. Welcome to our Wednesday session, and welcome also to the charts that we'll be analyzing today. So, today we'll be analyzing US30, and then we are going to discuss GBP USD, and see what they are saying. So, let me just start with US30. US30 is also known as the Dow Jones. So let us start. So if I start from the daily time frame, you can see that it is a general move to the upside. If I come to the weekly time frame, you can also see that we are having a general uptrend. So this is a general uptrend that you can see for US30. So moving on to the daily time frame, you can see that we have got also a general move to the upside. Not much to say about it because you can clearly see that we have got only one trend line. Then at this point, you have got this point of consolidation. So this is a very, when it comes to the daily time frame, you can see that this is a very strong point of consolidation. So I think we can talk more when it comes now to the hourly time frame, because now from the hourly time frame you are able to see a pattern, that an upward or a bullish pattern, that is the move to the upside, and you can see that this has been a very strong point of resistance. Sorry for that. So this has been a very strong point of resistance. You can see there that we had to retest to the upside, and then you can see that this is a very also at the same time, even though we have got this being a very strong point of resistance, we have got also this that is a very strong point of support, to say. So having those two, you are able now to see where we have been having these consolidations. So you can see where we have been having these consolidations between two those 2 points. That is the point of resistance together the point of support. So currently, what I'm speculating, or what I'm seeing that the markets are trying to complete, is the first triangle of the double triangle theory that we have been having. So you can see that this is a very nice move. So you can have that. So currently the market is at this position, but I'm expecting that the markets move down to have that kind of shape where we'll be completing the double triangle theory. So that is it that I have for US30 from the 4 hourly time frame. So this is a signal that I was to give, and I promise you guys that when the signal is right, I'm going to give out this signal where I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from the current state in which they are. That is at this point, they are going to move from this point, head to the downside, where at this point we might have some. So let me just first of all do this. Let me remove this long position, or I can just delete it first so that you can be able to see what I'm trying to say. So at this point, I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from this point at which they are in. They move on to this point here. Now, because this is a very strong point of support, and breaking through it might be it can be a little bit hard. So the market may tend to have a retest to this point, uh, in which the retest, it is just will be retesting or retracing or retesting this point of resistance here. Then you are going to have a clear move, in which I'm expecting that this time round you are going to have a breakout to the downside, that is to this point. That is why you have seen that I've placed in that short position. So this short position I've placed it just below it. So where we are expecting to have a total of 478 pips, in which I'll be risking just 100 pips. Yeah, so 100 pips for a total reward of 478 pips, which is good. So that is what I'm still waiting for the markets to decide on what to do. So you can see that the markets have been moving in between these two trend line. That is, this being the first trend line and also this being the second trend line, in which the market have been moving in between. Okay, so clearly you can see that after touching this point here, so after the market starting from this point, you can see after the market touched this point, it move on to this side, made a touch to that trend line, then came to this point of support, made some retrace to the upside, then it moved down to the downside, making another touch to that trend line and also creating a point of support. Then we had a clear breakout to the upside. Then, since there was this point of resistance, which was a very strong point of resistance, that's why you saw when the market made a breakout to the upside, still they came down for a retrace, came to this point of support here, made a breakout to the downside where it was a very clear breakout, then came to this point of support also, made another breakout to the downside till to this point of this trend line here, where we had another move to the upside. At this point came to this point of resistance, but then when it came down to this point of support, because it had not yet touched this trend line, so it had to move to this side, made another touch on this trend line. So it was a second test to this point of resistance before coming down to this strong point of support, where you can see that we had a retest to this point of resistance. Now we are currently waiting for the market to create a breakout to this point here, where automatically I'm going to get into this trade. So there's a video coming in which I'll be explaining more about a sell stop and sell limit. So for this point, this is going to be a sell stop. So I've placed a sell stop in which when the markets reach at this point, automatically I'm going to get into that trade. So and then we are going to have a move to the downside. So that move to the downside, I'm expecting that the markets are going now to move from this point in which they are in, from this point to this point here, where they're going to touch this point of support. And since it is a very strong point of support, the markets may tend to move to this point of resistance here. This time round, it is going to be a point of resistance, and then the markets are going to have a clear move to the downside, which they're going to make a breakout to the downside. So I hope that was helpful. That is the US30, and hopefully you are able to get uh, something that is going to help you in your trade. So let us move on to the GBPUSD. So moving on to the GBPUSD, if I may start from the one-day trend line. So generally, you can see that we have got a general move of a bullish move to the upside. That's a general view that I can get from the daily time frame. Now moving on to the hourly time frame. If you move to the hourly time frame, you can see that we have had a double touches, that is to this trend line that is here. So you can see that we have this first touch and you've got this second touch. Now from if I may go back to the daily time frame, you can see that we had attached to this point here. So there was attached to this point before the markets came to this side, made a move to the downside, I mean to the upside, and then came to this point here. So you can see that after touching this trend line, the markets were prepared to move to the upside, but then they came again to have a retrace to this point of trend line here. Then now currently we are expecting that the markets are going to move to the upside to this point of resistance, which this time around I'm expecting that the markets are going to have a clear breakout to the upside. So currently you can see that we have had double touches to this trend line. So I'm very sure that the markets are going to rise to these levels to touch this trend line and also touch this point of resistance that is above here. Now let us move on to the hourly time frame. Now from the hourly time frame, you can see that we had our first touch here and this was our second touch here. So currently the market are still moving to the upside. So I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from where they are, that is, and then let me first of all remove this so that I can be able to explain. So currently, I'm expecting that the markets are going to move from where they are currently to this point here. So and then you're going to have a retrace to this point, since it is a very strong point of support. and this time round we are going to have a clear move. So when it comes to this point of resistance, the markets are going to create a breakout to the upside, then come to this point of support. Then they are going to move further to the upside, create a breakout, come to this point of resistance, where we are going to have a retrace to this point of support before having a clear move to the upside before getting into our take profit. So it may take long, but hopefully, since it is worth waiting, so I'm going to be patient enough. That's why you can see that I've placed in a long position on that. So you can see my position was at that point, and reducing my loss. So my stop loss, that is to 200 pips, and also raising my take profit to those levels, that is 2000, so 2000 pips, which is what the rest. So automatically when the market rises up to this level, I'm going to get into this trend, and hopefully I'm going to get something out of it. So when I move to the hourly time frame now, from the hourly time frame, you can just clearly see what I'm planning. So you can clearly see that the markets are currently moving to the upside. If I move on to the 45 minutes time frame, you can see what I'm trying to say clearly. So this is the 45-minute time frame, where you can see that the markets are moving they are also creating patterns from the minute time frame. So you can see that from the 45 minutes time frame, you can see that you have got a general uptrend or a bullish trend to the upside, which is small, yes, but it is still a move to the upside, which is going to cause also a move to this side. And when I'm so sure that when it reaches these levels, if they are going to create a breakout out of these levels, we are automatically, I'm going to get into this trade. They will only create a small retest to this point of support before moving on to the upside. So in this trade, if I may come back to the hourly time frame, you can see that I'm just risking a total of 200 pips for a short reward of 2000 pips. So I hope that was helpful. The Forex Champions t-shirts are out. I shared them on the group. So if you are interested in purchasing one, you can please inbox me to get the price of one t-shirt. Moving forward, I'll be looking for more opportunities of maybe having some having some capes, and also some notebooks, and also some pens just for the Forex champions. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening to me. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. Please, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to support the channel. Like, share, comment, and may the pips be with you moving on. Okay, tomorrow we'll be releasing a video on the what is our sell limit and our buy limit, and on Friday I will also be releasing another video, that is what is a sell stop together with what is a buy stop. And from me, I just wish that you may the pips be with you, and do have a great week ahead. Thank you.